ready.
What it do? What it do? We're back with some more Mad Men reactions, man. I need to wrap up season 6. I need to finish Mad Men regardless. We got a season and about 3 episodes to go. If you want to see the rest, pretty sure by the time you guys have seen this on YouTube, I should be finished with the show. So let's jump into the reaction. I will see you guys right after for the review.
Hello, Mother.
Seems.
Hello, Peter.
Manolo, may I speak with you a moment?
Of course, Mr. Campbell.
I'll be fine. I'm not a child.
How are you today?
I can't tell you how much it relieves me to see you and Peter reunited. I'm glad you both swallowed your pride. If nothing else, but for the good of the child you have together.
She thinks it's Trudy.
Your son and I are not together that way.
Trudy, dear, don't deny him. Don't reject his caresses. I hope you two can someday find what Manolo and I have found.
Manolo and I have found.
I waited long enough for satisfactions.
Hey, yo! You and Manolo, okay.
Did you go to China for that tea?
Bob Benson was right about you. You're worth every penny. I want you to have a little something off the books.
Mr. Campbell, I refuse.
It's important to me that you treat my mother well.
The pleasure is all mine. This man is boning your mother, man. Not that I disapprove.
What? Julie's mother called and told me you were the only 2 girls on the trip. You're not staying in a midtown hotel with all those boys.
Miss O'Shea's gonna be there.
She's 25.
Fine, I won't do the Model UN. It was his idea. Can't we stay with Daddy?
You mean with no one?
You hate that Daddy supports my dreams. Your father is a hero.
Who's this?
This is Mitchell, Sylvia and Arnold's son.
Nice to finally meet you, Mitchell. I'm Don.
That was a weird greeting. Just like, what are you doing for this son of theirs, Megan?
I'm sworn to secrecy, but he's in a lot of trouble.
What happened?
He's 1A.
But he's in school.
He sent back his draft card in protest. They reclassified him.
Stupid kid.
Don, he knows he screwed up. He wants to run, you know, to Canada. I suppose I could call my brother-in-law, but I can't do that to Sylvia and Arnold. Can I?
Just leave it alone.
He's so scared.
He should be. He can't spend the rest of his life on the run.
I know how you feel, but you don't want him to go to Vietnam.
Megan, it's not our problem.
Damn.
I should tell you, I had a very strange conversation with your mother. Well, it doesn't matter.
What did she say?
I think she thought I was your wife. Manuel was her husband.
My father never treated her that well.
She thinks she's in love with him.
I could see it. Manolo is very charming.
I don't think you understand. She thinks she's making love with him.
Tell me exactly what she said.
Your father ever give her spa treatments? Fire in her lines?
Oh! Oh, I think I'm gonna be sick.
I shouldn't have told you, but I can't get the image out of my head.
Stop it, please.
Arnold.
Is it too late? Look, I would have called, but Sylvia is... Listen, about
I
this...
think they have spoken about their son before. I just didn't remember.
I'm sorry about my kid dropping in on you.
I didn't know if I should tell you.
Well, he figured you would, and I don't want you in the middle of this. She doesn't want anyone to know.
Do you want a drink?
Sit up here drinking while they're down there slamming the doors? Been meaning to knock on your door anyway.
Because we don't like the Mets around here. We Yankee fans.
You know, I didn't even know he left school. Sylvia says she didn't know either. She's doing that a lot lately. Lying about little things. Could tell something's been wrong all year.
Another Manhattan?
Nah. Should have never let him go to Paris. He got there right in the middle of the riots. His French is excellent. I think he got a lot of girls as an expatriate revolutionary.
There has to be a way.
I mean, everybody's an expert on it. Sylvia's father was suddenly Clarence Darrow. It's thrilling to see a plumber interpret international law.
You must know somebody.
I know a lot of people, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he goes back to school. He's 1A. His induction could be tomorrow. He's on a damn list for the rest of his life.
Level you have to admire his idealism.
You sound like Sylvia, but she doesn't really buy his bullshit. You think she's gonna let her baby rot in jail for a cause? I don't know what to do. What would you do?
If it was my kid, or if it was me.
You were in the service, right? You see action?
He saw a little bit, and it scared him to death.
And when I got there,
That's the trick. Kids 18, 19 years old, they have no sense of their own mortality.
or anyone else's. That's why they make good soldiers.
Well, the Army paid for med school. I served in a hospital in Busan.
And we were very lucky.
Lucky enough to live in this country. And service is part of that bargain, sacrifice. We knew that.
The war is wrong.
I'll tell you right now, if anyone was ever gonna get it, it's gonna be him. He's soft.
I'm sure he's a good kid.
It's a tough situation, man.
Morning.
May I speak with you? Does your friend still work at the Department of Defense?
No, he left for Union Carbide. What happened now?
You must know plenty of people with kids getting deferments. How are they doing that?
They go to college, divinity school.
Too late for that. I need someone who can really pull strings.
Well, aren't you having dinner with General Motors, one of the largest defense contractors in the world?
What are the politics of that?
I don't know, Don. I'm not on Chevy. Shall we?
It's not my...
What about Sunkissed?
What about it?
It's orange juice.
Ocean spray like water,
What about
dude.
it? John told Harry to put
But I
together
had
a
to
media
stop.
plan right away. Why didn't you tell us about that? Isn't this the meeting where I tell you?
Are we having this meeting?
Why didn't you tell us you were presenting to Ocean Spray? There's been a series of memos.
Well, we can't present to both. Which one is bigger? They're about the same. 3 million.
We've already spent $5,000 on Ocean Spray. Why don't you join this company and read a memo once in a while? Maybe they're not a conflict.
We don't have either yet.
I really didn't know.
I warned you about the memos, Ted. The more you send, the less they get read. Why are you taking this to heart?
Because it's directed at me. Can you not see that?
Why is this directed at
You know
you?
we'll end up with just one juice.
I don't want his juice. I want my juice.
All your juice.
Look at this. Got a couple of high fashion models.
You gentlemen.
Hey.
Hello. I'm Julie.
Oh, good day to you, Mrs. Rosen.
Mitchell, did you get a cab?
I was waiting for you.
Oh, you're unbelievable. Sorry, girls. We're in a bit of a rush.
I'll get your cab lickety-split.
It's so nice. The way he looks after you.
Oh, Peter, he's a gift to me.
Just wanted
I
to
bet.
make sure you're aware. He's your nurse.
I suppose there's a way I could mistake your tone for concern.
I am concerned that you have, how do I put this, misconstrued Manolo's attention for affection.
If we're going to have an adult conversation, let's have an adult conversation. Manny has awakened a part of me that was long dormant.
Ain't nobody want to hear that.
The pleasures of love?
Do not be more specific.
Pleasures.
When is it any of your business what goes on in my bedroom?
I am afraid that we are going to have to let him go.
What did he do?
He's a pervert.
You were a sour little boy.
Let the lady have her fun,
How
man.
could I- You've always been unlovable.
Yee. Yee.
I'm leaving.
You'll never find your way home.
And a piece of paper with my address, written in his elegant handwriting.
Let the lady have her fun, man. It's not like he's after the money or anything, you know what I mean? Maybe that's why he comes so highly recommended.
A friend of mine's kid just got to that point. He doesn't have a lot of choices left. 1A. Can you imagine?
Well, my heart goes out to him, but that's just one of those problems that can't be solved.
I've got 2 sons. Thank God they're too young.
I don't even like to think about that.
I know. Yeah, my friend's just beside himself. I mean, people are doing things, though.
We know about that. Makes me sick.
What's the deal here? The tension is so high for no reason.
Things I like about Mitchell. His ass.
Shh.
When did you see that? What did you put?
Okay, Sally's growing up.
How he smiled at me. His shoulders. His red shirt.
You girls have a big day tomorrow, and I can tell you right now, the next time this door opens, it won't be me.
Good night, Mrs. Draper.
You should sneak down and kiss him.
He talked to you.
God, I wish I was
Yo.
here.
You want some coffee?
What the hell were you thinking? You said you weren't going to be involved in Chevy until 1970. Stop trying to poison my relationship.
Last time I checked, it's our relationship.
Then be better at it. A client shouldn't have a single negative feeling in your presence. Not the food, not the wine, and certainly not the war. Why would you do that? It's Chevy, Don.
You do it for your kid?
But it's not your kid. Oh, is it your kid?
No, it's my friend's kid.
Well, I bet you don't have a lot of friends, Don, so I'm going to assume this is important.
It is. I don't know what to do. Do you know how young 19 is?
Did you ever think about talking to me instead of our most important client?
Who else has that kind of clout in Washington?
Does he wear glasses?
I don't think so, but he could.
The guy who taught me to fly is a brigadier general in the Air National Guard. They're always looking for exceptional young men to become pilots.
And you'd be willing to call him?
I'd consider it. But first, you're going to have to stop the war. Don't be an asshole, Don. The war you're waging on me. You have to lower your weapons. I'm talking about how we are going to get Ocean Spray. So you need to stop chasing Sunkissed. You're not going to compete with me like that anymore. We're on the same damn side.
That's it?
Don't act like it's nothing. It seems to be impossible so far.
I think
You really do that?
I don't think Donna's been trying to wage war.
Tell the kid to write a letter about his childhood dream of being a pilot. And it better be convincing. You should write it. And tell him to get a haircut.
Be straight, Ted. What are the chances?
I'm going to call right now.
Thank you.
It's I think Ted has been taking stuff a little bit too personally, but that's just me.
It's me. It's Don.
What do you want?
I'm trying to reach Arnold. It's about Mitchell.
What? Tell me.
I know someone who knows someone in the Air National Guard. He's getting him a spot.
You told someone?
It's my partner doing me a favor.
Did you fix it?
He just wants Mitchell to cut his hair and sign a letter. The two of you need to make sure he follows through.
Oh, he'll follow through. My God, is it possible?
I think so, but we have to act fast.
They went upstate to the VA to call on an army buddy. I'll send them up tonight.
It's gonna be okay.
Yes. I can't believe you would do this for me.
You know I have children too.
I know that's not why you're doing it. Well, I hope you know that I was just frustrated with you.
I do now.
I didn't want you to fall in love.
You didn't feel anything.
No, I don't want to go through this again. You were good to me. Better than I was to you.
Are we going to lunch? Because...
Get in here and close the door. You have given me a terrible problem, and now you're going to fix it. I told you we needed a nurse, and you sent us a rapist. In fact, I never told you anything. You were just doing some digging.
Calm down, sit down.
Bob, she has the mind of a child. That man took advantage of her. She says they're in love, and it's the first time in months she seems sure of anything.
I don't think that Manolo's interests turn that way.
Great, so he's a degenerate. That means he's capable of anything.
What exactly did she say?
I'm just trying to forget it.
Drink that. Can I ask you something? Did she seem happy?
Yes, she did.
Hey, she got fire in her loins.
Is it really so impossible to imagine? Couldn't it be that if someone took care of you, very good care of you, if this person would do anything for you, if your well-being was his only thought, is it impossible that you might begin to feel something for him?
Are you gay? What the
When
hell?
there's true love.
Sorry.
Doesn't matter who it is.
Are you gay, Bob? Since when? But if you don't get your leg off of me right now, you're making me uncomfortable. Get out.
I'll give him a month's pay and tell him.
Of course.
Is that his way of telling him, you know? Is Bob really gay? I don't know. That.
I don't know anything. So? All the boys are going to think you're dumb. Don't tell me how to get boys. Second base twice. That's a lot more than you. He doesn't even know I'm alive. Oh, I took care of that. I introduced you. I introduced myself. I took the letter and I signed your name and I what? And I slid it under the back door. Ow! How could you do that? Now I can never go back. You know you're going to thank me. I left something and I don't have my key.
Yeah. Okay.
She's gonna try to go to and hope that she can get the freaking letter before he sees it. Sal's just always doing some very drastic. That's breaking and entering. That's a crime. Oh, God. Just leave! What are you doing?
Sally.
Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
Sally! Sally!
I wasn't even thinking that Don would be here. Why is he here? This is how we going out? Bruh. This is insane.
Sally, just come through here. Mr. Draper, I didn't know you was home. She hopped in a cab just now. I'll go get her. I know she lost her keys. I gave her the keys. It's my fault.
Where did Sally go? She said he left? This shit doesn't even make any sense. Don was just at the office. This is how kids always get traumatized by these situations, because it's just like, you were supposed to just look at the door and realize that the letter is already been picked up and just leave. Why are you... You know, I mean, I understand why she went in, because she saw the letter on the counter, but... Oh, God. Don, man. What the hell are you gonna do now? You're breaking... I mean, unless Sally's not gonna say anything.
Let me get you a plate.
Oh, wow.
I had a client meeting, lunch.
Damn, Sally ain't saying nothing? Surprising.
Dawn, Arnold, and Mitchell are here.
I don't feel well. Stop. Hello, Mitchell.
I'm sorry to interrupt your dinner, but we just got back and Mitchell has something he wants to say.
Ah! Is the reason why you don't cheat, man.
Thank you very much.
We'll see if it works.
What?
He didn't tell you? Don talked to somebody for us.
Really?
He is overwhelmed.
I don't think she's...
Do you want something to eat?
This is the reason why...
One step at a time.
Bro, I'm telling
Anyway,
you,
Don.
man, is shit like this, when I think... Because stuff like this, you can look into the future. This is the reason why... The stuff that I talk to you guys about, I tell you that I've never cheated. This is the kind of shit that this is the reasons. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the reasons why I choose not to do shit like this. Cheat on my girl, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand how people just blindly think that they could just get away with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so crazy to me how people just choose to do this stuff. And it's like, oh, I'll never get caught. Or, dude, it's situations like this that I can't deal with. Like, if I'm going to cheat, you're probably going to know. I am probably one of the most unluckiest person. I'm probably one of the most unluckiest person that you will ever meet. And because I know my luck, I don't push it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know my luck, I don't push it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just looking back at how my life has been and the situations I've been in, and how, you know, my choices have some very serious consequences. I mean, for a regular who are just trying to help people, you know what I'm saying? And I still have a tough life. I mean, stuff that I'm doing now is making life a bit easier for me, but I still consider certain things, man. Like I'm just looking at it, I'm like, why do I need that? I don't need this kind of stress. It's like looking over your shoulder, watching to see if the husband is going to catch me in his bedroom. All of this other, like it's just too much stress, and that's the reason why I choose not to do these things, because I just don't want to end up in these awkward situations. You know what I'm saying? You can imagine me cheating on my wife and my daughter catches me doing that shit. Like, I don't even know how I would deal with a situation like that. I don't even know. Potentially blow up your entire world over pussy? Come on, man. We're better than this, bro. We are better than this. Sally's like, you don't even know, brother, man. You don't even know. I don't know if Sally is gonna take. I don't know if Sally's gonna.
You make me sick.
Sally, come back here.
I don't know. I'm gonna go talk to her.
No, I'll talk to her.
She has a crush on Mitchell.
That didn't explain anything, but but okay.
Open the door.
No, you don't get to talk to me anymore.
Sally, open the door. I need to talk to you.
Don the serial cheater, man. You think? Bro.
That was comforting, Mrs. Rosen.
Comforting? Between her legs? Bro, at least take some accountability, bro. You were caught red-handed.
Sally, can you hear me?
You were You know what, man? I've been saying it the entire series. I don't need to say it anymore. Just a horrible person, man. The one thing that, you know, I don't think... This is the thing, man. A lot of times, like, I get it when it comes on to a lot of TV shows. This is the end of the episode anyway, so... Yeah. Alright, so... Let me go over here and I'll talk about it. So... The thing about it is that, right... I'll say this. One thing I notice about this show, I know Don's the main character of the show. It's about him, his life. But it's such an odd situation because Don, in a way, he doesn't deserve a lot of things that he has. He doesn't deserve a lot of things that he has. You know, barring, you know, everything outside of work, right, is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? He's now had two of the best characters in the show, Megan. And as I've told you guys before, right? I told you guys before that there's a possibility that Don is going to end up cheating on Megan. You know what I'm saying? And we've seen it played out. Like when they got married and the stuff that she started doing, because none of that was happening before, right? And I said, this is not going to be good for their marriage. It's just not going to be good for their marriage. But at the end of the day, it happened, so we can't put the genie back in the bottle right now, right? We can't put the genie back in the bottle. It's out. We always know that Don was a serial cheater. You know what I'm saying? So that in itself will play into why I wasn't necessarily on board with it. But I was like, you know what? It's whatever. I wasn't on board with the idea of him getting married again because I'm like, dude, you know yourself. You're set. You got your business. You're making money. Why are you marrying again? You get what I'm saying? It just didn't make sense to me. But at the end of the day, he did it, and now we're here. Now, don't get me wrong. I loved the relationship between Sally and her father, right? I really liked that relationship because it was the only redeeming quality about Don was that I believe that Don was a good father to his kids. He was a good father. He wasn't great at it, which I don't really think any parent is really that great anyways to get to great status. You know what I'm saying? But I think You know what I'm saying? I think when it comes on to parenting, there are going to be things that people do that you don't quite understand why they do it, right? And you're going to misjudge that, right? As I said, I don't think Don is a great parent, but I think he's a good parent. I think that in certain aspects, when it comes on to parenting, he does excel, and in some, he really falls short. And that's one of the things that I was hoping they never took away from him, character-wise. And they just did that in this episode. So essentially, we're leading down the way of him practically losing everything. God, I hope they don't take away his business in its narrative as well in season 7, in the final season. I hope that's not where we're leading here, right? But that might be where we're leading here. So, said it multiple times, Don is a scumbag, horrible person, never took that away from his personality to bring him into this great light. But we have to be able to acknowledge when people do good things and when people do bad things. We have to be able to acknowledge that. When good people do bad things, we got to be able to call out that bad thing. We can't just say, oh, you know what I'm saying? We can't just say, oh, we're just going to skate over that. That was one time. We got to address it, right? That's not to say we're going to use that bad thing to define the person. Now, I'm not giving that example to say Don is a great person, because I think he's more bad than good in terms of his personality. If I should say consistently, the only thing that's really good about that, as I said, he's a good dad and he's a good businessman. So that area of his life I love, because he gets results. You get what I'm saying? He gets results. We have seen him face plenty of challenges when it comes on to the business side of things, and he's overcome them. So we gotta give him props for that. We cannot take that away from him. Family life? Horrible dude, man. Horrible dude. You know what I mean? So I can't take that away either. It's not even like I think that he's just has this really bad attitude when it comes on to his social life and family life, till it's like the same kind of attitude that benefits him in business, he kind of brings it to his family life, and it doesn't work out very well. I think the same kind of, if you want to call it, narcissism about him as well. But the thing about it is this, right? In some ways, there are some things that you feel sorry for about him, right? Me personally wasn't expecting that, because we didn't even see Don leave. The last time we saw him on screen was when he was talking to Sylvia over the phone. So I was like, how did we end up here? I was not expecting him to be home, to be at his apartment complex, you know, with Sylvia. I was like, that's over. He sweet talk her back into bed again. And then he won't take any accountability for his actions. Right? He never does. Even in this situation where Sally could blow up his entire life with Megan and everything that's going on around him, right? For all we know, what's his name? What's Sylvia's husband's name? Is it Tom? I don't remember his name. But for all we know, this dude might go ballistic, and you know what I'm saying? At the very least, he gonna throw hands. You know what I'm saying? At the very least, he's gonna throw hands, because like, dude, you've been laughing in my face. We having, you know, meals together and all this other stuff while you boinking my wife? You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong. I'm the type of person, I'm not going to be mad at Don for the most part. If I was in this dude's position, more than likely I'm gonna be more mad with my wife. I'm gonna kick her ass out. We done. Divorce is on the way. You get what I'm saying? That's me. Right? That's me. But I know that in those situations, a lot of times men are more upset with the man than the woman, especially if you catch them red-handed, right? Hands are gonna be thrown. And you're not gonna be throwing hands with the wife, you're gonna be throwing hands with the man that's sleeping with your wife, right? Because that anger needs to go somewhere. And you more than likely you're still gonna be in the frame of mind. It's like, hey, I'm not gonna hit my wife, right? A man is here and he's the culprit of sorts, not you know, and you go throw hands, right? So the situation is really wild when it comes on to Don's character. And I really don't want him to end up lonely and desolate and don't have anything, because I still have a heart. Not like some people would be like, man, he should burn in hell. Don ain't do nothing to deserve jail time or, you know what I'm saying, or death or anything like that. He hasn't done anything like that, so I'm not going to the extreme. He's still human and he still has a life to live. So I'm not going to condemn him to be like, man, he deserves to die or somebody to kill him. Nah, he still has redeeming qualities about himself. So yes, he's horrible, terrible, but he's still human. He hasn't done anything that I believe deserves him to be like, oh, he should die or anything like that. So let's just keep it balanced. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it balanced. And judge it for what I've always been doing with pretty much all of the shows that I watch, on reactions that I do, is that I try to keep it balanced and recognize people for the good that they do, and also calling out the bad that they do as well, just like I do with Betty, which people just can't get their head around a lot of times, because it's like Betty is not some precious that don't do anything wrong. There's a lot of things that she does wrong, and I call them out all the time. But I still remain to say that Betty is one of the best wives in the show. Truly, she's top 100, top 1 million wife in the show, right? Best wife in the show. But Betty is a very close second, in my opinion. Very close second. It's just that sometimes her attitude, you know, beyond. I'm talking about early Betty, not this Betty that just cheated with Don on Francis. That's not that Betty. I'm talking about early Betty. You know what I'm saying? What that was with Don. Like, she didn't deserve a lot of the stuff that Don did to her. I'm like, how could you have a woman like that stays home, take care of your kids, give you good sex, dress up sexy for you, for that matter. If you need to go out, you know what I'm saying? If you need to go to business meetings, you need some candy on your arm. You got your beautiful wife like that to take to those business meetings that play you up, make you look good and stuff like that, and all of this other stuff. And you treat her like that, bro? Come on. I can't see it. You know what I'm saying? I can't see it. Betty will be getting it every night. She too sexy. She too sexy. I would have to be telling her to tone it down. Tone it down if you want this boy off you, because I'm be on you. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's just like, this show really does bring up a lot of things. And the thing about it is that people, a lot of times, they can't see beyond their bias. You know what I'm saying? And their bias come through, even though they might say that they don't have a bias. Like, I try to be as objective as possible with these characters, because they're not saints. None of them are. They're still human. And I think that's one of the elements that shows off in these episodes as well. It's just the human element of it all. Doesn't excuse the behavior, the bad behavior that they do. That's why I speak on it. So, this was a great episode, man. And I don't know how he's going to respond to this, how he's going to handle this, because it's still a problem. I don't know if Sally will ever say anything to anybody, because, you know, if she tells Betty, Betty's going to tell Megan, because Petty Betty, Petty Betty out here, you know what I'm saying? You already know Petty Betty is going to strike once again. If she ever finds out that Don is cheating on Megan, she gonna be the first one to tell Megan, right? Even though she was, you know, one of the perpetrators as well, because Don slept with her. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much. I appreciate y'all, man. Leave a like. I'm out. Peace.